Hi.
Okay, and we are recording. Good morning, Uncle Paul.
Hi there.
How are you doing today?
I'm on the right side of the grass.
So, before we start, I'd like to say thank you because it's been quite a journey, and I'm glad that now I get to interview you guys' favorite.
Second favorite.
But without further ado, I got to talk to Uncle Paul, and we got to sit down, and we were trying to find a purpose in this, and I asked him, I was like, what? No, he gave me
Yeah,
a
I
suggestion.
asked you.
He asked me, actually. And I
you
felt
asked me.
it was a
what
lot
I
of
wanna
asking
talk
and
about.
no answer.
And I said, what do you want to know about me?
Yeah, that was true, and I felt blank for a second, and that kind of led us to the bottom line, which was God.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with the question: who is God to you?
I was hoping you were going to skip this question.
It was first on the list.
Yeah, I know. God's evolving for me, and He's both my father, my friend, and a stranger, all at the same time. I think I told everybody here about the time that God told me He wasn't my father, meaning He was not the image that I projected onto Him coming from my own father, but He was so much more than that. And so He wasn't frustrated or angry with people who couldn't do things. On MFT, I was kind of struggling with people who couldn't fundraise, because to me, fundraising is simple. Witnessing is the problem. Fundraising is easy. Give me something, I'll sell it to anybody. Give me coals and send me to Newcastle, I'm fine.
Newcastle.
Young people, they don't get it, right?
I
They
guess.
just don't get it. Jim understood what I said, 100%. Give me ice, I'll take it and sell it to the Eskimos. It's the same thing.
Okay. Fish to water, fish to water. And with that, where on the spectrum was your family on knowing God?
Spectrum means
Spectrum. Yeah.
0 to 10, right? I've got zeros, I've got fives, and I've got tens. 0 is my dad. My dad was angry at God for stealing his father, angry at God for stealing his son, his namesake son. I have one sister who's very, very spiritual, kind of wacky, weird spiritual. My extended family, my aunts and uncles are all devout Catholics, or they were devout Catholics until they had to get divorced. And then they became devout Presbyterians or something like that. I don't know what.
What does that mean?
I mean, it means when they came up to visit us, they would ask us if we went to church, and if we didn't go to church, we wouldn't get our presents.
And on going to church, what was your mom like?
Well, my mom was one of the tens, but she was not practicing. She kind of got really hurt by losing her son, and then really busy trying to take care of the rest of us, because she lost her son when she was 7 months pregnant with me. I was born on my brother's birthday, something I didn't find out until I was 60 years old. So she was very faithful, but not practicing. And she prayed a lot, I think, quietly behind the scenes. And she worked hard and tried to keep us all together.
You mentioned something about 300 miles, 3,000 miles a week. What was that about?
Oh, she was the taxi driver. She put 3,000 miles a week on the family car, driving us to school, back home, her to work, back home, her to college, because she went to college in New Paltz, and back home, and then out to whatever, the football game or the choir practice or whatever it was. And she put like 3,000 miles a week on the family car.
I just want you guys here. Can you tell them the story of when you were pouting about your play?
Oh, yeah, it was one of the few times that I saw my mom mad. I was kind of, you guys never came to my plays and you never came to my this and that. And my mom said, what, are you kidding me? I have never, ever missed once one of your concerts or plays, never. And she was mad at me. She was pretty upset that, because she had made this effort. I'm sitting there. My dad never came. And I was more talking about my dad than I was talking about my mom. But she was not happy.
And at what age would you say, or when did you really start looking for God?
I never looked for God.
Why?
Well, that's half of the reason. The other half is I was too lazy. You know, God was very present for me in the moments when I turned around and looked for him. And then when I, didn't need him for anything and he it wasn't part of my consciousness. It's part of my main character flaw is that out of sight, out of mind. It's pretty easy for me to compartmentalize and to be focused on what I'm doing. And if God was there, well, God, I'm sure, was always there. But in different times in my life, I was conscious that I needed to find him. When I was a teenager, it was kind of the vogue at that time. People would ask you, do you believe in God? They weren't necessarily witnessing to you. Now, if somebody asks you, do you believe in God, you know he's Jehovah's Witness. But then it was kind of just a real question. We had this question, well, do you believe in God? And my answer was always no.
What was your answer?
My answer was no.
No? Your answer was?
No. I don't believe in God.
That's not true. That's not what you told me.
No, my answer was no. But I knew I was lying. All right, I knew I was lying. But I was very much anti-church, anti-organized religion. I was going to be an archaeologist when I was a kid, so I would study Mexican history, recent history, the Conquista and all that. And, if you have to chop off the chief's finger to get people to believe in God, then there's something wrong. And so I decided that, if religion is wrong, then it must be because there's no God. But I knew that that's not really true, that God is just way beyond religion.
That is true.
Yeah.
But you want to know what the answer you gave me is?
Yeah, please remind me. See, I forget if I'm not there.
Getting up there. Atheist. Atheist. You told them that you're an atheist.
Yeah, I told them I was an atheist.
No,
I don't believe in
your
God.
answer right now was no.
No. Do I believe in God? No. That's the definition of an atheist. No,
Tomato
they
ketchup.
say, are you a Catholic? No, I'm an atheist. I'm a card-carrying atheist. My brother sometimes says he's a confirmed atheist now, and it makes me laugh. I say, how do you confirm nothingness? He's a confirmed atheist. Who confirmed you? Nobody, God didn't come and say, yes, you're right, you're an atheist. So, it's funny.
And we talked about the before and after before, and that was on your mindset towards God.
Yeah, I think so. There's definitely a before. That means before the church, before I met Divine Principle. And at that point, my relationship with God was experiential. If somebody was dying, and I was wondering if he was there or if their life made any sense or had any meaning, then God would always answer that question. After different, after meeting Divine Principle, I recognized God in all the little things around me. Actually, I think the reason that I joined was an experience in the rain. We were at Camp K. How many people know Camp K? Very few. Holy mackerel. We were sitting in Camp K with, I think her sister's name was Claire from Texas. Is that so, Kathy?
Claire Bowles?
Not Claire Bowles.
Not Claire Bowles.
Might have been Claire Bowles.
You have the what's called triplets.
Anyway, it was raining outside, and she's talking away, yak, 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 and I zoned out, and I started watching, and she was talking about God being in everything, and I saw this raindrop come down, and the raindrop slowed down, and I could see the raindrop coming down, and I looked inside the raindrop, and there was a rainbow inside the raindrop. And then the raindrop came down and splashed on the ground, and color exploded out of the rainbow in my little thing. And at that point I started crying, and I said, okay, I'll stay here. That was kind of when I decided I would stay.
Let's talk about what pushed you to want to leave. Now,
Leave where?
no, not leave, but leave this earth, actually. Let's talk about...
Oh, that. Oh.
Look at you,
Yeah, when I was 22, 23 maybe. I was, I guess I was 21. I ran away from home, but, now running away from home would be to go to Europe or something like that, right? Then running away from home meant leaving Milton and going to Marlboro. And, but I didn't have any money, I didn't have anything. All I had was my '66 Ford Mustang. And so I ran away and started living in my car.
Who was Ellen?
Huh?
Who was Ellen?
Oh no, she's something else.
I know, but...
She's after before.
Oh, this is before. Oh,
This is before.
21.
Yeah, and so I was sitting on the side of the Hudson River. My car was parked in the parking lot. It's very difficult to sleep in a 1966 Ford Mustang when you have all your stuff in the back seat. But anyway, I was sitting with my friend Brett, and then things were really bad. I used language that I won't use here. They was pretty messed
Rough.
up. Yes, it was pretty rough. And Brett also was going through some stuff and commiserating with me, and he suggested, why don't we just off ourselves? And I was sitting at the side of the Hudson River, and I said almost instantly, it didn't take any time at all for the understanding to come to me that, well, if I off myself, I still have the problems, I just don't have a body to fix them. Now, this is before I met the church, but I knew for a fact that my problems were all in my head, they were spiritual. Physical, yeah, probably not a good idea to sleep in a 66 Ford Mustang, but that's fixable by going and buying a station wagon.
A 21?
Yeah,
Oh, it's back in the day, so I
yeah,
guess.
my first car cost me $80.
That's
And I
not a
drove it
joke,
for
by the
5
way.
years.
So you were.
That's just gas nowadays.
That's gas for the week. Yeah.
And what was the after before?
Oh, I should have read these questions so I remember. I was hoping you were going to ask me about the unlovable.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
See,
We already
he's trying
jumped out of that,
No.
okay.
I told you to be ready. I was gonna keep you on your toes.
Okay. Okay. Well, the after before was actually the whole transition of when I went to California and joined the church. I was, no longer in a 66 Ford Mustang, but it was time for me to move. I knew something was wrong because if I met Brett, we'd go drinking. And if I met Wayne, we'd go do some other chemicals that were not exactly legal at that time. And if I met another person, I'd go and do the other thing. And if I met Ellen, different Ellen, I'd start reading the Bible. And so I'm wondering what's going on. I'm looking through the Bible, and I find this nugget in Proverbs. I say, yeah, that's right. And I underlined it, highlighted it, and then there was something else in the Bible. And yeah, that's old stuff. And I started crossing it out. Then I decided that's probably not the best thing to do. So I was wondering, what am I going to do? And I don't know. Am I going to be a drug addict? Am I going to be an alcoholic? Am I going to be a holy roller? I don't know. So I should get away from all these people that are related to that, go to California and figure it out. And I had that idea already, and then had the vision where God came into my car and told me, go to California, we'll figure it out.
Can we talk about that?
I have. I don't want to bore them, and I don't want to take up the time. You guys heard that, right?
No.
You did? You weren't listening?
I didn't hear.
I was driving my car home from work, and I worked in Poughkeepsie and lived in Milton, and I had this out-of-body experience while I'm driving through downtown Poughkeepsie. I don't remember from the time it started at the corner of Main Street and Forbes Avenue, something like that, and Mill Street. And I was coming down the arterial. And I don't remember from that point until I parked my car. And I was sitting in my car, I was sitting in a white room with black curtains. Maybe that wakes somebody up to remember the story. Jim understands. I was sitting in a beanbag chair. Ellen was sitting in a beanbag chair. Ellen was this really wonderful young lady, Calvinist Christian, the one who gave me the Bible that I'm crossing out. And in the third beanbag chair is nobody, except for the impression of somebody sitting there. Somebody's sitting there and they're invisible. And that was God. And he said, so what's up? And I said, I don't know. I'm messed up. And he said, why is that? I said, well, because I don't know who you are. And he said, why is that? God's full of questions. That's all it is, one great big question. And anyway, so the whole conversation was that I didn't know who he was because my mom and dad didn't have the same opinion of him. My dad is a 0, my mom's a 10. So he said, go to California. So I sold my car, bought a Greyhound bus pass, think they cost $25. $25 to go anywhere in America. Pretty cool, huh?
Real cool, yeah.
$25. Remember my Greyhound bus pass. And I went to California, and there God had figured out that it'd probably be better that I didn't meet my cousin. So he made that not happen. He made it happen that I didn't meet another person that I was supposed to meet. And I went across to Berkeley and came out of the bar. And the first person I saw, I mean, this is Friday morning, rush hour, people everywhere. And the first person I saw was my spiritual mother. And she was across the street and turned around, looked me right in the eye, and walked across the street right up to me, and my head is going crazy, you know, with all kinds of different reasons. And then she invited me to lunch. And I went to lunch and stayed.
Who was that?
Ellen Burlfine.
Another
Yeah.
Ellen, huh?
Yeah.
Another Ellen. Ellen is a big thing in my life, I guess. Ellen Burlfine.
And now we can talk about when you joined. You were the fundraiser champion.
No,
Well, the consistent
guy.
consistent guy. Yeah.
Well,
Consistent.
I spent a few months, I joined in December, and May 1978, I was tired of Matthew Morrison falling asleep when I told him my testimonies. People know. I told them, get me out of here. I want to go anyplace else. I just got to get out of here. And so they sent me with 21 other kids to a special workshop because Oakland was kind of churning through people. Oakland wasn't churning through people. Oakland was joining, people were joining like crazy in Oakland, and they would send them out to MFT, and they would drop like flies. I mean,
Yeah.
90% attrition rate on MFT.
Yeah.
That's totally made up, that's what qualifies me to be president. I can make up statistics. So they sent 21 people to spend 2 weeks with Mr. Kamiyama. And now Reverend Kamiyama. And they were pretty wonderful. I really liked it. I liked meeting Peter Spoto. I didn't like meeting Louis Burgess, but you know, some people you like, some people you don't like. And you love them all. So I went on MFT and went to Texas, and it's kind of funny because when I was growing up, there were 2 places in the world I wasn't going to go. One of them was California, and the other one was Texas. And so I wound up in California and realized it was probably a good thing to think, I don't want to go here, so get me out of here. And the other one was Texas. And I don't know if I ever really went to Texas. I went to Mexico. So I was the fundraiser. I have a pink pin for every month that I fundraise. But I didn't fundraise for very long because in August of 1979 I got shot and I stopped being a fundraiser. And that was when I had that experience with God telling me I'm not your father. Because I was kind of dismissive of the people who couldn't fundraise. Can't understand it. Give me anything, I'd say. I still can't understand it.
With that, to your question on why I didn't ask, how did you end up loving the unlovables?
I don't think there is any such thing.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Nobody's unlovable.
Nobody's unlovable.
Well,
Lots of people are unlikable.
so
I see a great big difference between liking people and loving people. And there are a lot of people I don't like. I really don't think there are many people I don't love. At least the concept of them I can love. At least the And certainly after God told me he's not my father, I really feel like if I stop and think about any person, I can figure out why God loves them. And even if I don't like them. So there are a lot of people I don't like. You know who you are. But there's nobody I don't love.
And to end it off, this is my own question actually. In your own opinion, through the life that you lived, what is the connection between broken household and people searching for God?
That's the fundamental reason why I joined. The experience I had with God in my car was very clear that the reason I didn't know who God was because my parents didn't agree. When I was a captain, you know, you're as a captain on MFT, after I got shot, I became a captain. Because I had to figure out something to do with me. So you have people who can't fundraise. All these people that I had some bad feeling for, and I realized I better see if I can take care of them, see if I can listen to them. And so I was listening to them, to Donna, and my assumption about Donna, you don't know who she was, but she was Donna, was she was like a 12-year-old, you know, emotional and irresponsible and whiner, and she's like a 12-year-old in my brain. She's a 12-year-old, and now I'm her captain and I'm talking to her, and I hear her story. And her parents divorced when she was 12. And that situation repeated again and again with people that, you know, they act like some person frozen in time, right? And that's the point where so many of our first members who joined were from broken, divorced families. And if you don't receive love, you stop growing. When you stop receiving love, you stop growing. And divorce is that in spades. It's your mother and your father saying, I don't care enough about you to put up with that person. I hate them more than I like you. So it is, for me, it's judgment and inspiration at the same time, you know. Because it's not just a divorce, it's when something happens and your parents switch their relationship to you. So it's, the world needs true parents. It needs parents who can love their children completely, to let them grow up.
Jew. Amen.
God bless you.
God. You want to end it off in a prayer? I think that was a pretty powerful.
Oh, we have a timeout here.
Can we ask some questions?
Oh yeah, of course. So let's have a little Q&A for Uncle Paul.
Is it okay, Paul?
Well, ask the question, I'll tell you if it's okay or not. Go ahead.
Anybody else? Oh.
Such a beautiful moment I have with you, Paul. This is the first time since we met. I did try to listen like a student because my impression at the very beginning, when I met you, it's a long time ago. I'm not going to repeat again the way I met you, but I was waiting one time to understand your life, you know, in the past. My question is, honestly, I got this question at the very beginning when Simon asked you the question about God. You met this question, and then I was saying that I'm gonna ask you also another question at the end. But also, I didn't understand when you said unlockable. That's why I wanna ask also as a second question. So the first question is, what is your relationship, your partnership with a true parent in the future? So during the interview, I was reading more to understand your relationship with ego-event relationship. Sometimes goes like a back and forth, or and down, down. But I didn't hear that. But I would like now, as we face the future, what would be your relationship with true parent in the next future? I mean, like the close future. And also, you say most of people are unlikable.
I didn't say that. I said there are a lot of people I don't like.
You don't like? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go.
Everybody's likable. Somebody's mother loves you.
Only your face of mother.
Do you have? Yes, I'm gonna skip this question because I'm gonna ask you in box myself, you and me. But can you respond to the first one? Because I don't wanna monopolize.
Oh, shucks. I was hoping you were going to ask me a multi-part question, and then I was going to give my famous Richard Nixon answer. I'll answer the first part of your question second. I'll answer the second part of your question third, and I'll answer the third part of your question first. Next question. Father is emblazoned in my heart. There ain't no way, no how that I'm leaving father or mother. Father and mother are my father and my mother, and I could no more deny them than I can my father and my mother. I was talking to somebody the other day, I think of Gavin, about my relationship with my parents. And to me, my parents are always my parents. They have always been my parents, my physical parents. They kind of didn't understand very well, and my family still thinks I abandoned my parents when I took on true parents, but I just took on a second set of parents. Father is always a wink. I had this experience with father one time. I was trying to take his picture, and I hadn't advanced the film on my camera, and dropped the camera, and I advanced the film, and father just stood there on the corner of the stage in the same position. He didn't move until I got the camera up and took the picture. And then he winked at me and he walked away. You don't leave that guy. You don't leave that guy. Some other question?
Hi. Well, I don't know if anybody else was curious when you mentioned getting shot. I just wanted to know why you got shot.
Because evil exists in the world.
Details.
Evil.
Details.
Oh, ego, yes. Probably my ego was involved in it too.
Tell the story.
What happened was our MFT region in July of 1975, we lost money. We lost money. We're MFT. We're 30, 50 people running around selling stuff, and we spent more money in July of 1979 than we made. And didn't like that very much. Part of my anger at people not being able to break through, I decided I'm going to break through. And so I started August 1979 with the condition that I'm going to run non-stop and break through. Because if I can't break through, I'm the most consistent fundraiser. If I can't break through, nobody can break through. So I was running, and I mean, I was running Hi, fundraising for my church, want to give money? Hi, fundraising for my church, want to give money? Hi, fundraising for my church. I made the condition that I would not skip a single person and that I would run from every person to the next. So I was dropped off in La Magnolia in Houston, Texas, and started running towards the Ice House, which is kind of a house, somebody's garage turned into a bar. Very Texas thing to do. And I'm running down the street, and I see at one of the houses, this is at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 people on the porch. Yeah, Heavenly Father, I'm going to skip that. They're not in my path, so I don't have to fundraise them. But I do have to fundraise the driver of the getaway car. So these guys are up there, and I'm very sure they're dealing cocaine. And the getaway driver is there sitting in his 56 Chevy Bel Air. And I fundraised to him. And he said no. I said, thank you very much. And I'm running down towards the Ice House, and then the Chevy comes up behind me. And the guy sticks the gun out the window and says, no. They pull up and say, what are you doing? I'm fundraising for my church. Gun comes out the window. Give me your wallet. So, how many people have been on MFT? Real MFT? Do you have anything in your wallet? Have it?
No.
No. I'll give you my wallet, no problem. So I quickly go to give him my wallet, and the guy shot me. And I wound up in, actually, at first I thought it was just a blank. I mean, I don't know what a blank was. I thought it was a wax bullet or something like that, right? Because I felt this little thump against my chest. And, oh, that was weird. And then I looked down, and my white shirt is turning red. And so I threw myself on the ground and said, they shot me, they shot me. And actually in Magnolia, everybody knew me, because I'd been fundraising there for quite a while. And every house that I was now running past at 1 o'clock in the morning, they knew me. So they came out and they chased the bad guys away. And I wound up at Ben Taub Hospital and saw firsthand the destruction that is Saturday night in Mexican neighborhoods and black neighborhoods. People with their face cut off because a friend hit them over the head with a beer bottle. People who went through the
Windshield of a car.
windshield of a car, people who were run over by cars of drunk drivers, and husbands stabbing wives, and it was just an amazing, amazing experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I got shot so I could go to Ben Taub Hospital and look at what God has to deal with every single day. Or at least every Saturday. Yeah.
What gives you the most joy now in your relationships and with God?
My wife.
I knew you were going to say that.
Thanks for the setup.
That's her question.
More?
Jackie has a question.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to answer that question. What gives me the most joy? I think I'm more able to say what gives me the most sadness. Because I think God is still a broken-hearted God. And I think that it's the thing that made me join, is that understanding of God as a broken-hearted God who didn't send Jesus to the cross to, bathe us in the blood and save us, but it was a painful option that he had to take. And I think that if we dwell on happy God, I think we make a mistake. And that having been said, my wife.
So piggybacking off of that, I guess in your years of being married to Auntie Barbara, like how has she influenced or shaped you to the person you are today? Because you know, they always talk about like in marriage, you're like rocks and they like smooth each other or whatever.
Ouch. The hot seat. Barbara reminds me of how patient God is every single day. And how, you know, it doesn't mean Barbara's fully patient, but she reminds me that God is patient. And that God is willing to keep going even when things don't go the right way. Things don't go the right way. Most of the time, things don't go the right way. But that broken-hearted God doesn't give up. And my wife doesn't give up. And I don't know if I can synthesize 43 years any more than that. Yeah, her patient love and her acceptance of me, even though I'm a jerk.
I actually have a question.
Okay, your question. I have a small question.
Okay.
And we're good.
Okay. Actually, it's not really a question. I just want you to answer this because I already know your answer. Does God only have one plan?
I've been thinking about that since you asked.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, actually.
When we were talking, I was talking about how God has plan B. And actually, God doesn't have plan B. He has only plan A and 50 million
Sub-plans.
people that can finish plan A.
Yeah.
It just has to be done because there's only one plan.
Yes.
And I'm glad because when we were talking, I said that God has plan B and
Yeah.
he challenged me on
I
that.
did challenge him because it didn't make
And
any
he's right.
sense.
There's only plan A. And eventually, Abdu, you'll stand up and do it. Eventually, Paul, you'll get it right.
Cool. Sorry, last question. Yeah, just personally for me too. I've been thinking about it a lot. What, Paul, gives you hope for the future with everything that's going on and a lot of painful stuff and questions? Not only in the world, in our church, we are part of the world. I feel like there is a lot of things. Like what gives you hope when you see all this mess?
I have two answers. Plan A. And second answer is, once I find it, I'll let you know. Plan A.
You want to pray too?
Our dear Heavenly Parent, you have Plan A, and have had Plan A since the beginning of time. And that plan was for each and every person to embody your heart in the unique, special, and precious way that reflects your original nature and reflects your original care for building a world of peace. Heavenly Parent, we're grateful that throughout history, so many people have given their lives trying to reach that plan, even when they didn't know it. And Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parent, we're gathered together, a group of 40 of us, who know what that plan is. And we really want to renew ourselves. We come together on a Sunday to renew ourselves to being the fulfillment of Plan A.
Amen.
Heavenly Parent, please give each and every person here deep understanding of their role as your child, as parents for this world, and allow us the courage. Allow us to find the courage that you've put inside of us to live for your sake, to live for mankind's sake, and to help all mankind to come to realize themselves as the sons and daughters of a heavenly parent and a heavenly God. We're grateful, and we offer our prayer together as sons and daughters committed to this path, committed to the path of the blessing, committed to the path of our Father and of our Mother, to love this world like it never been loved before.
Amen.
We're grateful and pray together as one body in attendance to our Holy Mother Han. Amen. God bless you.